Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Ages of Rock podcast. We're here with episode number 390, and our friend Craig has returned, and we're going to review the KISS albums, Lick It Up, Thru, Monster. And for all of the shit that everybody has heard us talk about some of these albums over the past 10 years, you might get some surprises tonight.
Yes, there will be. There's going to be some surprises.
So before we get started, I think Bill said he might have a record to show.
I did. I do. And I do.
Let's see it.
I used to, but I still do.
I think an interesting thing was I was listening to this the other day on my phone last week, and my wife goes, "Man, that is really good," which really kind of surprised me. She said it sounds like a Journey, Night Ranger kind of thing. So I purchased for my birthday Revolution Saints.
Cool. Right on.
Which, by the way, as we all know, you open up the middle, it shows the fine picture of those fine gentlemen.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And we've had all three of those on our show.
And we've had all three of those fine gentlemen. Yeah.
I've been on with the two of them. I wasn't on one of them.
Yeah. So, and by the way, on vinyl, sounds badass.
Cool.
Whoa. When you're at home by yourself, drinking some bourbon on a Saturday night.
Not only did you listen to it, but your neighbors listened to it too.
I'm pretty sure they heard it at the whole block.
It's like everybody's texting everybody going, "Bill got a new record.
Bill got a new record, and his wife's not home,
and he's drinking bourbon."
Shit, call somebody.
I did go to Nashville over the weekend. Kelly and I went down Saturday to the antique show at the fairgrounds, and we're all familiar with the fairgrounds down there.
We are.
But anyway, there's one booth that it's in the vintage clothing section. But there's a guy that's got records, and I went through his booth, and real nice guy, everything. But I went through his booth 2 years ago, and I went through it again this year, and he doesn't sell a lot of records. It's the same stuff. But there was a guy out there that has one bin in between the two. There's two between the two buildings. The one that the Rocket Pod's in. Then there's like a hallway, and then it connects to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that's got a small bin, and he is high dollar. He had Speak of the Devil, $175.
Speak of the Devil?
Ozzy.
Yeah, the Ozzy. The live with
Randy Rhoads.
Not with Randy Rhoads. It has Brad Gillis. Playing the Black Sabbath stuff. Anyway, $150 or $175. I'm like going, you're fucking out of your mind. I mean, he has a bunch of old Stones and old Zeppelin, but he didn't have an album in that bin that's under $75. I'm like, and he had the same shit he had 2 years ago.
Yep.
He didn't sell a single.
Not a shocker there.
Yeah. So we're done talking about that. We got to talk about some other albums.
All right. Well, let us get started. Craig, what is your number 10 pick?
I would say it might be everybody's number 10 pick. Monster.
Wow.
See, what did I have? Number. Yep. Winner.
So
wow.
It's probably one of my favorite covers. It's just because it's the most recent. It hasn't grown on me over 12 years yet.
It usually takes about 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Of course, Unmasked took me about 30 years, so.
There you go. That was the Elder.
Yeah.
What do I want to do with my phone?
Well, the Elder still hasn't grown on Bill.
Nope.
All right, Bill, what's your number 10?
I'm going to go with Monster.
You guys are gonna hate me tonight.
We have a match on the first one.
Right on. Do you have anything to say about the album other than Monster?
No, I thought "Out of This World" was a pretty good song. I liked that. I did like that song off the record. It was just, it was a shtick to get Tommy a song that was a space song, but it wasn't a bad song. Wasn't a horrific song.
Well,
Um,
that wasn't Tommy's first Ace song either.
no, but I meant his first song on a record that was like that. Well, I guess that's true because there was another one on the other shitty record that we're going to talk about in the next round.
All right, Dennis, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Crazy Nights.
Oh,
What?
You
What the
bastard!
hell fucking wrong with you?
I'm gonna preface this whole thing.
That you're drunk?
No,
Oh,
that my last five are basically can be mixed around. I mean, I did put them in an order
So what you're
because
saying is they all tied for sixth.
they all tied for six, but I did actually put them in the order that I really don't. And I have a story about. So Crazy Night. So I checked out as a Kiss fan when Lick It Up, all that stuff. I went to the concerts, loved the concerts, all that stuff. But the new music that was put out from Crazy Nights on, I just kind of checked out. I did buy every album or CD at that point. Actually, I Lick It Up was on album, but it was one of those things. I buy the CD and I may listen to it once or twice, and it was chucked. I mean, put back in the box. I remember buying Crazy Nights, excited about a new Kiss album. We went over to a friend's house that night. There was three of us couples over there, and they loved music and rock music. And I said, "Hey, I got the new Kiss CD," and we couldn't get through it. I mean, people were like, "Can you please turn that shit off?" I mean, it was, and it just kind of set a thing with that album. It was like, yeah, nobody likes Kiss at this point.
Well, that's the album where I think they used the same producer that had produced Bon Jovi's most recent album,
Right.
and
and
Heart.
and they were chasing the Bon Jovi trend at that point.
Right. Are we going to say what our favorite and our least favorite is on these?
Yeah, after we go
As
through these,
Oh,
that's
I
how
forgot
we did
them.
it.
Okay,
That's how
gotcha.
we-
Okay,
That
gotcha.
was your idea.
I know, but I couldn't remember if we did them when we talked about the album. But anyway, no, Crazy Nights is and it's my least favorite for that reason. But like I said, 6 through 10 can be pretty well interchanged.
I can't believe that Crazy Nights is the 10th out of any Monsters.
Dude, I'm
better
just,
than that.
you're gonna be surprised where Monster is.
No, I just think you're out of your skull.
And I got a reason for that. I got a reason for that. So
Well,
anyway, go
we'll
ahead.
get to that
Go ahead.
part.
All right, go ahead.
My number 10 is Carnival of Souls.
What?
See, this show's gonna be fun because it's just
Once-
fucked
you
up.
know, this
It's
is-
fucked up.
This is like the Unmasked album. I listen to it once a year,
Oh,
and this is the one that just absolutely does not grow on me. I like the song "Hate," the Master and Slave. I love that song, and Jungle is decent, but overall, they were chasing that grungy type style, and it just totally missed the mark for me.
okay. Keep going.
All right, you want me to dig a little deeper?
Yeah.
Craig, what's your number 9?
Okay, so it's ranked number 9, but it kind of grown on me over the years. I kind of like the record, and it has a special place because during this tour is the first time I met the band. So Sonic Boom.
We have a match.
Yeah,
Bill,
right.
what you got?
We have 3 matches. And then Dennis is going to throw Animalize into the bus. So there we go.
Actually, no. Well,
It's Asylum.
I kind of would have, but no. Right now, Sonic Boom is number 9. I changed it
Well,
earlier today because I had to go through because there's one. I tell you what, Modern Delilah is a fucking great song.
That is a great song.
And that's why when I put it in the record in the last on the bottom 6 or bottom 5, Modern Delilah beats any song off any of those albums in the bottom 6.
Personally, I wouldn't go that far, but
But
Yeah,
I
I
do,
think
I
it's a
do, I
stretch
do,
there,
I do.
buddy.
I
But
can
anyway,
appreciate your opinion.
but once I looked at it and listened, I listened to it again on my way home from work, and I'm going, shit, 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 shit. But you gotta give Sonic, you gotta give
Boom.
Sonic, I don't know, Sonic Boom. You
Sonic Turd.
you gotta give it some credit for that second CD that came with it.
The
Oh
Jojitsu.
yeah, the classics.
Yes,
Oh,
that was fucking awesome. I mean, I like
I
that.
agree with you. That was great.
And I've lost mine. I don't know where that's at.
That's the one with the re-recordings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they could re-record and then they could actually use them for licensing because they weren't recorded under whatever the
Casablanca.
contract whatever it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, and there's some great remakes in there. And they sound really good.
Well,
So-
one thing that I will say about those remakes on that is I really, and there's going to be a theme here tonight,
Right.
but the re-recordings, I didn't think that I would like the Gene ones. Gene ones are the only ones that I like.
Hmm.
So question, was that only because that was a Walmart issue only, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
So that was the reason that had the bonus CD, and it was because it was a gotcha. Because if you go on Spotify, they do have that now on. They do have it on Spotify, but they don't have those extra tracks.
Yeah,
which is unusual. Usually,
Well,
they'll put
the extra tracks, the album has a different name. It's kind of like a Japanese sounding name.
oh, okay.
And I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, and I really don't want to try to pronounce
And
it.
for some reason, I
think Craig might know what it is.
And I've lost
I
that.
don't know. I just know that when we get to favorite tracks on this album, please don't crucify me.
Don't worry.
No.
We're all going to have a favorite track that the other one's going to say, you dumbass.
But at some point, if one of you has that disc, I'd like a copy of it because I've lost mine.
We don't do that. That would be illegal.
You know what?
Yeah, we don't know what you're talking about. We
Well-
have no idea.
Well,
Fuck
speaking
no,
of bootleg,
fuck that shit.
that's a bootleg.
So,
Anyway,
of course,
okay.
we've all matched on this one. Sonic
Yes, we
Boom is
did.
our number 9. My
Right.
notes that I made to myself was, well, at least I like modern day Delilah, and I'm mostly kidding.
Yeah.
But there are a few songs on the album that I do like, but much like Carnival of Souls, this one really kind of, personally for me, misses the mark. But I do appreciate the fact that this far into their career, with record sales not really being worth a shit for anybody, they still put out a record.
Right.
So I give them props. I give them props for trying.
Polish
Yeah.
a turd, still a turd.
All right, Craig, what you got for number 8?
So number 8, I have Carnival of Souls. Now,
man.
wait, hang on. That being said, I've listened to it twice today, and it's growing on me. So I kind of feel like I should have ranked it maybe a little higher.
Yeah.
It almost suffers the fate as Motley 94. Do you know what I mean? But the difference is 94 was a great album because it had Karabi.
But it was not a great Motley album.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the older.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
I feel like
great Kiss album.
Right. I mean, it's better than I thought. I would have normally ranked it number 10 or number 20, but now I'd have to rethink it. It's grown on me the last 2 days.
Right on. Well, Bill, yeah.
We're
What's
number
your
8?
Number 8, Bill.
I've got Psycho Circus sitting at number 8.
Wow.
You son of a.
Wow.
Well, tell
It's
us
not
about it.
it's not a bad record. Here's the problem I had with this
Wow.
this when you get through Sonic Turd and and Monster, the monstrosity. After that, I'm like I find here's what I did. I wrote down my favorite tracks and the least favorite tracks, and I let that thing sit there for a couple of days. And today I did it at about 5:00 today because I could not in my head figure out how to rank those.
It's tough. It is
One
tough. It is tough.
1
It is
through
tough.
8.
One,
9
my
and 10 were
first,
no
my
problem.
my first 4 were easy.
Well,
but the
and
rest of them were
and
a
the
little
first
tough.
couple. So really, Psycho Circus
I
is
know,
not
Bill.
is not a bad record. In general, I do like that record in general.
Well, this
Yeah,
still goes back to like the last time. It's like, which kid do you like the least?
Yeah, same
You
thing.
know,
So it's not a bad
and
record.
I had more trouble ranking my number 1 through 4 than I did 5 through 10.
Mm.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah. I wrestled a lot,
Yeah,
but this is the only tour that I have not seen since 1977.
there you go.
I skipped that
Dennis,
tour.
I
All
skipped the
right.
Cycle Circus tour as well.
So we're
I did
on
not.
what, 8?
We're
90.
on number 8,
Well,
correct?
that's when I switched with Sonic Boom. Animalize, number 8. Sorry. I just does at those first years after the makeup, I think that Paul's voice, he was going higher than he should have, and it bit him in the ass because they can't do those songs. He couldn't do those songs after 10 years because his voice wouldn't go that far. I'm just, and the thing is, don't get me wrong, I love Bruce Kulick, but they sped everything up. It was just, I don't know. And like
Okay,
the
now
look.
you said
So
Animalizing and Bruce Kulick, and Bruce Kulick mostly
actually,
isn't on
Animalize.
Animalize.
You're right. That's what's his name. What's Madoodle. So anyway,
Mark St. John.
yeah,
Mark
Mark St.
St.
John. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and of course his leads were just kind of like this bullshit. So I really didn't like it. So Animalize is number 8. So there you go.
Well, my number 8 is Hot in the Shade. And
Mm.
that I was in Germany when that came out, and I had no idea that they even had an album on the horizon. And I found that in the German equivalent of a Walmart when we were out just on a day off doing stuff. Um, this is the first album that I will say I like the Gene songs on this one more than any of the other songs on the album. But I mean, there's a lot of songs on this album, and from what I understand, a lot of them were demos that never were completely polished, and they just put them all out.
Right.
And I don't know the story behind that. I'm sure our friend Julian Gill could tell us.
Yeah.
See, the one thing too, though, that gets me is when with these, like I said, with Hot in the Shade and all these, these animal lines and stuff, they were great tours. Hot in the Shade was a fucking awesome show.
That is the one tour that I really
It's
hate
probably
that
one
I
of my
missed.
favorites. It's probably
I
one of my
saw it at
favorites.
Metzger.
Yeah, I did too. I saw him at Mesker
Yeah.
also. And that I
Well,
took me and my buddy who was a Kiss fan with me since 1975, and he checked out. He came with me for that one. He even said afterwards, he goes, "That was really good.
That was a
that
great
was
show.
that was a great show."
The
well,
songs were great.
I was in
Yes,
Germany when that tour happened, and we had a band, and the guy that sang for our band went home on leave, and he saw him somewhere in Ohio, and he
right,
come back and he talked and talked and talked and was so excited, because they
right,
pulled out all of them old makeup classics, and it was
right.
a really long show. So I was
Well,
all excited waiting for them to come to Germany, and then they didn't come to Germany. Sons
well,
of
and Hot and
bitches.
Shade got to the point where they started getting toward the revenge look. They slimmed down. They stopped the fucking looking like Maud, you know, and actually started looking kind of cool. I mean, they were wearing sneakers, but they were doing the kind of wearing the pleather. They were starting to look like a fucking band again. And like I said, that was a cool show. That was a really
Yeah.
cool show.
Yeah. I've seen
First and only
video.
show that I've ever seen that they laid carpet down on the stage. I don't know, Richard, if you remember that, but they were actually vacuuming it before they
I,
came out. They
I
were
don't
running a
remember
vacuum.
that. Was it Slaughter and Faster Pussycat?
Yes,
Did they
Slaughter
open? Okay,
Faster
yeah.
Pussycat. And
Yeah.
they put some white carpet down on the floor before they Kiss came out, and they were out there vacuuming with like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I may have been a little drunk. I don't remember.
Oh, I guarantee I was. But anyway,
I think we had somebody different open in Indy. I think it was Slaughter, but I don't remember it being Faster Pussycat.
I think
was
Wiener
Fabulous.
did some of those shows too.
It might have been that.
because
Yeah.
Faster
I'd
Pussycat
I'd have to look in my
was
Julian
really good
book,
that night.
I was going to
They
say
were
Trickster,
really
but
good.
they were on their revenge tour.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, number 7, Craig.
Hot in the Shade. It's just okay. It's too long. I mean, if it had just been like 10 or 12 tracks, it just feels like it kind of drags on. They keep beating that dead horse. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
There were a few of them Paul Stanley songs that could have fell off of that album. Would have made it better.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. It's not one I go to a lot.
Right.
Right.
That's one that, one of the songs actually has to pop into my head. And then I'm like, oh, I should listen to that. All right, Bill. 7.
We have a match. Number 7 would
Hot in the
be
Shade.
Hot in the Shade.
Hot in
Yeah.
the Shade.
And it was hot. I remember it was very freaking hot.
Yeah, it was a summer tour. That's
It
right.
was a summer too, and the sun bitch was hot.
We didn't have no shade though.
And
Not
no
at
shade.
Mesker.
There was no shade. No shade at
Dennis.
Deer Creek.
All right, I'm gonna actually be the same as you guys for a change. I am Hot in the Shade on number on that one. So we're yeah,
That's number 7.
number 7. I got it. Yeah, because I had it. Actually, I just flipped it. I just flipped in mid thought here. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it because
Well, my
I just
number 7
There you
is Monster. And it
Wow.
made it that high because it was going to be my number
Wow.
10, but it was the first one that I listened to prepping for this episode. And I was really pleasantly surprised at how good I felt some of those songs were. Even though, I mean, I haven't listened to this album a lot, but all of the songs on this one were definitely better than the songs on Sonic Boom. And the one thing that really jumped out at me was if you listen to the song Never Enough and then follow it by Turn on the Night, there's a lot of the same melodies in those two songs.
Hmm.
And I never caught that until today.
It's weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're going
It's
to,
good. It's good though.
well, as Paul Stanley says, if you're going to steal a diamond.
Well, of course.
All right, we're up to number 6 now.
Number 6 will be Psycho Circus for me. Yeah, in '98 when they came out, I was pretty excited to be a Kiss fan because of the reunion, and your thought process was, oh, all the original members are back to do a record, which we know now isn't the case. But anyway, I mean, it had some great tracks. I thought Psycho Circus was great. Within was great. I mean, Gene had some good songs on that record, and I liked Ace's song on the record.
Craig, are you looking at my notes?
No.
Bill,
We're at number 6, correct?
you're at number 6.
Yeah.
We're at number 6. I am putting Asylum at number 6.
You bastard.
I struggled, man. I'm telling you, I
They
mean,
all can't be
unlike
number
unlike
one.
Dennis, I liked that era. I mean,
I
I
loved that
didn't-
era. You
I-
loved that era.
I don't know if I did. I liked that
You
era.
embraced it though. I mean,
I-
that's cool. That's cool.
So it's all right.
Dennis.
I got to go lick it up.
What?
I'm not. I mean, Lick It Up was my first,
Wait a
my
minute.
the first tour that I ever saw. I'm not a Vinny fan. I mean, I know that I was on Creatures, but I don't know.
I'm gonna have to drink faster to get to number 10. It's not gonna work.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait till my top 4. My top 4 is gonna fuck you guys up. So anyway, you can already tell. So anyway, Lick It Up. Yeah, Lick It Up is my number 6.
All right, my number 6 was also Cycle Circus. And
Wow.
I was excited to get the reunion album and disappointed because it was pretty obviously early on that Ace and Paul, or Ace and Pete for the most part, were not there.
You can tell.
What else do I have in my notes? Yeah, Psycho Circus, Within, and Into the Void are my top 3 tracks from that album. And watching the Halloween special when they did all that stuff
Mad
on
TV?
Fox, and they did the
Yeah.
live thing. Within live is terrible.
Terrible.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw them do.
But of
actually,
course, the studio thing, Gene's vocals are layered on top of vocals that don't line up because he's singing background to himself. So
exactly.
it's really hard to do that live without tracks.
I saw Cycle Circus up at Terre Haute in was it Holman? Is it Holman Center?
Rose
Yep.
Holman, yeah.
Or yeah. And of course, the 3D shit was just stupid. They're already 3D.
It was awful.
It was awful.
I don't
That's
think
why
I've
I
ever
didn't
heard
go.
anybody say anything nice about that.
What was funny was I went up. Rodney was dating a girl at the time, and they had these tickets way up in the fucking thing, and I bought a single ticket like the day before the thing, and I was right down there by Paul's stage where he flew out. I was sitting there going, "Fuck you," But but with them was, I mean, that was just horrible. And Ace, it was Ace fucked it up. I think it was going to work. The timing on that song is really fucked up. And if you get, and Ace's guitar was terrible. It was it was a clusterfuck. I mean, it was really bad. I mean, I was walking to the bathroom when it was going on. It was bad. It was not good.
I think that whole tour was
And
like
I
that.
don't think they kept that song in very long. I think it was ripped out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think it
Rip
lasted two or three
Well, like
shows
I said,
or something like that. It wasn't very long.
I saw it and it was bad. I mean, it was everybody around me was like going, "Oh, that doesn't sound good." Yeah, it was bad.
All right, we're up to number 5.
Look it up. My top 5 could be moved around very easily, but I went look it up. Yeah, for number 5.
Okay, we'll see. I'm not too far off. Went 6.
Bill.
We do not have a match this time. Number 5 for me is Animalize, but we're all in the same ballpark. We're just
Yes.
all of a sudden we're like
Right.
schmoozing it around. Again, I just those couple of records there are all Crazy Nights, Animalize, Asylum. I had a really easy time getting my first couple and getting the bottom 2, and then I was really moving things around. I tried to make sure I didn't change it too much because I wanted to try to be true to my first option just for something different. And but yeah, I think those are some pretty good records through there.
They are. And what's interesting is I have a playlist that's Kiss's discography. So if I start at Look It Up and it keeps continually playing through the albums in order, you kind of have to look at the album to see where you're at because they all kind of flow together.
There's a lot of I mean, you like you said, you can't tell where you're at.
Yeah, those three records are pretty close.
Right.
Yeah.
They could have done those in one session for all we know.
I think Paul had a hand in producing those 3 records. So
yeah,
Right.
You think?
Dennis.
All right, so my number 5 is Asylum. I mean, it's just of those records, it's probably my favorite of between the the Animalize, Crazy Nights hits, whatever. Asylum was probably my favorite out of those. It just has more songs that appeal to me.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's still not what I like. But anyway.
Fair enough.
There we go.
My number 5 matched with Bill's number 5. And, Paul drops his first F-bomb in the studio on a track.
Oh my God.
Gene sings about logs and fireplaces. What's not to like here? But seriously, this came out my freshman year in high school, and I had it on vinyl, and I played it a lot, mostly because I was home grounded. Pretty well spent my freshman year in high school grounded. If it wasn't for marching
That's why I didn't
band,
see you very much.
if it wasn't for marching band, I'd have never got to leave the house.
Well, luckily, when you were home alone, Gene had you set up for putting your log in a fireplace.
He's got plenty of Gene-isms in these 80 songs, that's for damn sure.
He sure does.
All right, we're up to number 4.
Number 4, I have Animalize. I mean, I'm sorry. Asylum for number 4. Again, all those are so similar. It's hard to pick which one you like. I mean, you kind of have to. Okay, I like these 4 or 5 songs, and these. I mean, most of that era was all about Paul anyway, because Gene wasn't really around.
He's trying to be a movie star,
and that worked out so well for him.
And we should do a show ranking the Gene movies.
I've only seen 2.
There's a couple I don't want to watch.
Yeah, no
Well,
shit.
What's that one?
I've
Too Young
watched
to
them all,
Die.
Well,
Yeah,
I can
that's-
tell you the one you don't want to watch is on Tubi TV because I watched it sometime
The one with
last
John
Is that
year.
the one?
Stamos.
Oh, John Stamos.
Never Too Young to Die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Oh, I've seen
Was
that.
It
Danny
was on
T in that
Tubi
one
TV
too?
last year.
I have it
Okay.
on. I have it on
DVD.
I
DVD. I
wouldn't.
think
I wouldn't tell anybody that, Dennis.
it's a big transvestite.
Keep that mod to
Fucking
yourself.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
All right.
yeah.
Bill. Oh my gosh. Bill, number
We're-
four.
Number what?
Number four.
Number 4. All right. Crazy Nights. I think that might be one of your favorites, if I'm not mistaken. I think
find
it
it.
is.
You'll find out.
But yeah, yeah. And I do like that. I do like pretty much that entire record.
Yeah.
There's a couple, Gene songs on there that you kind of go, yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, it's like that. I like that.
No,
I like
no.
almost all the songs on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Dennis, what's your number four?
My number 4 is Monster.
What is
Let me. So I don't remember liking Sonic Boom and Monster
due to
at
technical
all.
difficulties.
At all. I mean, I didn't like them at all, and I hadn't listened to them. Monster, I may have listened to one time, and I just went, "Fuck this," because I remember what was it, Back to the Stone Age. What a dumb fucking song. I mean, it's just dumb as fuck.
There's a bunch of dumb fucking songs on there.
But you know what though? Listening to it today and then comparing it to like and as everybody's in Richard made a comment to Animal Lines
name
and all
is
these
Craig.
ones. Craig, why does it say Richard's iPad?
It's
That's
his
my
son,
first name.
or his
I'm sorry.
something. I don't know. I
Craig.
remember
That's
something
okay.
from last time.
Craig.
It's all
Sorry.
good. It's all good.
Anyway, but stating what you said before of those albums, those about four albums in these 10 that are just you don't know what songs are from whatever. I started listening to this album again, and it actually has some decent. Wall of Sound's a good song. Freak's a decent song. Shout Mercy is a fucking great song.
Shout Mercy's a good song.
It is a great song, and The Devil Is Me. It's a little bit different, but I like that. That's a good Gene song.
The devil is me.
But if you start listening to it, I mean, so I got 4 good songs on this one. The other ones I can't whip up 4 songs. So I went through it today. I'm like going, you know what, Monster? I'm gonna give it, and we can take it out of the world, or what is it? Out of this world. We don't need another Space Ace song sung by a guy who's not Ace. It's just dumb. I mean, seriously.
Nobody would
Anyway.
notice that, right? There was no chance anybody was going to notice that.
Well, if you're 10, maybe not. Or 7, you know what I'm saying? But your dad would be smart enough to say, that's not the real Ace Frehley.
The thing that amazed me about that whole thing was I'm like, there was already this riff, right, with Ace, with Tommy wearing the,
Sure.
all the stuff, and then to do that, it's just like, just let me rub your nose in a little bit
Yeah.
more, and it's like, I'm like,
And I'm
"Damn,
just like,
it's
I mean,
horrible. It's not a good song.
let's have Eric sing songs about kitty cats and tigers. It's like, I mean, that's how you could
or
do
a
it. I mean,
ballad.
yeah, or a ballad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I think Monster has some decent songs on it, and that's why I rate it higher than the ones. Because, like I said, I had checked out at those points, and I come back and gave this album another chance, and you know what? I enjoyed some of these songs, and I love Shout Mercy is a
It's a
fucking
good song.
kick. It's a fucking kick ass song. I like that.
I like that song.
And Freak's a good decent song, and Wall of Sound's a good song. So anyway,
Do you know
But back-
about Freak? Originally, Paul wanted to do a duet with Gaga.
really
Yep.
And
interesting.
she said no.
I don't think she returned his call.
She's
I
like,
think probably
my-
her
my-
record
my-
This is
label
Paul
said no.
Stanley.
Yeah, my career is doing
That's
pretty
amazing.
good right now. I don't think I need you, Mr. Stanley.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
this is the point in the show where my good friend Bill Algie will disown me because Revenge is my number 4.
It's all right. I was afraid you were going to say number 9.
No, when Revenge came out, they put that video for Unholy on
Right.
MTV. And I mean, the first time I saw it, my jaw just dropped. I'm like, God damn it, Gene is back. You know, honestly, for this album, Gene gets the lead off song. It's the first lead off he's got in, it took 16 albums for him to get a lead off song.
Right.
And this is another one of those albums where I like the Gene songs better than the Paul songs. And I don't, I mean, I understand why they did Car Jam 1981,
Mhm.
but I don't like the way they did it, because that was something that Ace and Eric had done, and I guess I would assume that was in 81 whenever they did that recording. But they took Ace's guitar out and had Bruce re-record it. And, I just wonder if they asked Ace and he declined, or if he threatened to sue them, or, why they did. I mean, it's Kiss. Why do they do anything they do?
Yeah, who knows?
You know?
No.
So there's my number 4. What you got for 3, Craig?
3, I have Crazy Nights. I really like this record. Plus, it was the first tour I ever saw. I
We were in
feel
the
like,
same room.
yeah, we were, and I feel like if they had released Reason to Live without Kiss's name or video, it would could have been a huge song because you think about it,
Oh, it's a huge
White
song.
Snake had Is This Love, but it
Right.
was, what, it would number 1, but Kiss's Reason to Live couldn't even break into the top 20 maybe.
Yeah.
So I think their name hurt them on that, but I think it's a great song.
It's a great song, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff. Number 3 for me is Carnival of Souls. For sure. Oh, and by the way, I can even show you my bootleg Carnival of Souls,
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
which is
Yeah, no
actually
shit.
called Head.
That was what they showed at the conventions.
I
That
know.
was what it was. We were so excited about that fucking album, and then the conventions just ruined it because they went
And-
back to Kiss.
Yeah, and the fact that they did not tour that is a travesty.
See, that's me too. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that
absolute travesty.
later. Yes.
Well, they
it
were
is.
touring, just not that.
Well,
Well, not really.
No, they didn't. They didn't give it they didn't get a fair shake.
No, that never got it. That never got an actual.
We went straight into reunion.
Have they
So-
done
That's
it?
what I
I don't
mean. They
even think
were
they.
touring, they just didn't tour that record.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
They didn't tour that
Right.
record.
But I want another year or another 3 years before the reunion. I want them to tour that album.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that at that point, their bank account was.
But the Revenge was the best concert tour of the non-makeup era. That Revenge was the coolest stage, the coolest song list. That was a great show.
With the fewest people
Right, right,
Yeah.
right,
by far.
right. That was a fantastic, and I just wonder what a Carnival of Souls tour would have been. It would have been great. I think it would. I don't know. Or could have bankrupted them. Who knows?
I think
I think they already did that.
they were
I
already
think that was part of the problem.
bankrupt.
I
What's
think
your
they-
number 3, Dennis?
All right, my number 3 is Cycle Circus, actually.
Right on.
Great
And
record.
it was one of those things. It's not a Kiss record. It's just like we expected it was going to happen. Whenever they got together, they were going to throw, Ace a bone. They were going to go, throw maybe Peter a bone, but they were going to make a record.
They gave Peter a rotten bone on that fucking
Right.
album.
Exactly. But anyway, there's some great songs on there, and I got some great memories from that album. And we'll talk about that later when we talk about our favorite songs. So anyway,
Right on. Well, my number 3 is also Crazy Nights. And did anyone else have that? Oh yeah, Craig did. Yeah. This one holds a special place
mine
for
was
me.
number 10.
This holds a special place for me because I was a senior in high school, and I really like how Gene's voice sounded on this album. Good Girl Gone Bad is my second favorite unmasked Gene song, and I'm pretty sure that the girl that I was dating in high school probably still hates this fucking album because I played the cassette in my car almost nonstop.
That's why she was just a girlfriend and not a wife.
Well, my wife is sick of all the Kiss.
I know her.
Okay. Actually, my wife's the same. So anyway, go ahead.
Number 2.
Deuce.
Oh, I was
Number
getting ready
2.
to say it, damn it.
What were you going to say? Number 2.
Deuce.
Deuce.
No. Number 2, I have Animalize. Out of all those 80s records, for some reason, that's the one I go to. I love I've Had Enough. I think that's a fantastic song. That's a great opening song of an album. They should have toured with that song opening the tour. I think it's fantastic.
I agree with that, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my number 2.
Yep.
William.
I like that record. Good record.
Yeah.
William.
All right. Number 2. Lick It Up. Number 2.
That's way high.
I really thought that we were going to match our number 1.
Guess we're not.
We did not.
We did not. But you know what my number 1 is?
Do you have anything to say about Lick It Up?
Yeah, I mean, well, that was an interesting concert in Evansville, Indiana.
Yes.
When Dennis and I watched them help take Mr. Vinnie Vincent off stage at the end of that show. That was very interesting.
That was it was my first Kiss experience.
Yeah.
I don't know this story.
It was my first Kiss concert. But you know what? More from that concert, I found a band called Accept, and actually went out the next day and bought that album because I was so impressed with Accept that it blew my ass away. And Kiss was cool because it was the first time I saw them, but being that it was not makeup and you've got Vinnie Vincent out there, it was lackluster. Plus they played it like they were playing like they were
100 miles an hour.
100 mile an hour. It was just
everything. This is 100 miles an hour.
This is not Kiss. I mean, this is like they're slow down the cocaine.
So Craig, the story about that is Vinnie Vincent was extending his solos.
Right.
Oh, it's that show.
Yeah.
That show. Yeah.
Got it.
That was his
And that's
last show.
also the story that I have heard multiple times is that was March 17th, 1984 was the last show of the Lick It Up tour.
Yep.
And they left Vinnie Vincent in Evansville. They would not let him get on the tour bus.
Huh.
Yep.
So that's where he was for 30 years.
No.
No, not in Evansville.
Evansville kicked his ass out too. So they
No
were like,
shit. We don't want him.
Go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was. You should have seen. Yeah, standing there in front of Paul, watching his face whenever when Vinny went on a, I don't know how long solo thing and walked over and was going to unplug his.
Right. It was bad. It was bad.
His guitar. It was not good. I mean, and he was pissed. Paul was cussing and you could see it. I mean, it was.
Now, Craig, have you ever heard there is a bootleg of that show?
No, I've not.
It's terrible quality, but you can hear what's all going on.
It actually sounded just like that. It was just like
that. Is it audio or video?
Bad. It is audio. Oh, I wish it was video. I'd love to see it.
The audio, the sound there that night was, dude, it was terrible. It was bad. And it was, like I said, it was just, yeah.
And we were right up against
Craig, I have
barrier.
that bootleg, so I'll look it up and send it to you.
Yeah,
look it up.
I'll be in Newburgh this weekend, by the way.
Oh,
cool.
Oh,
right
look at that.
All right, Dennis, I think we're up to number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is Revenge.
Right on.
I'm gonna give it that much cred. I mean, it was a great, like I said, for me, it was one of the, as far as the non-makeup era concerts, Revenge was the coolest one I ever saw. Next to Hits, because that was actually really good too. But Revenge took it to another era, and they were getting to the point where we were like, God damn it, we got rid of all we're back to black. We're back to black. We're back to leather. We're back to being dangerous. We're back to this. We don't have the orange whatever her
Feathers.
yellow. Yeah, feathers. We don't have all that shit. And the music was really good. And Holy was a really great song. Like I said, that was one of those ones and Gene was back at that point. Um, I think that I just think that they were on a good course. And like I said, I think that that would have set them up for Carnival of Souls to do another tour, yet being maybe a little darker or whatever. And then at that point, then go back to being Kiss with the makeup on. I just would wish we could have seen what we could have saw at that point. But no, but as far as Revenge, it's a great album. Some good songs on there. There's some goofy songs, but there's some good songs on there.
Well, there's definitely a goofy video on that fucking album.
Yes, there is. There is a goofy video.
It's Kiss.
But-
There's something
But
goofy.
it's well, I don't like the video for Domino, but it is
Right.
pretty cool seeing Paul Stanley play bass guitar on that.
Sure.
Because they switch back and forth, and in one hand he's got like a Les Paul, and then he's got an Iceman, and then he's got a. Why is that only got 4 strings?
Nothing beats All Night. That video is the worst fucking video ever. So I don't care what you say.
I don't know, man. Between them two, it's a tough call.
I mean,
for me.
don't get me wrong. I like the girls, but that video is stupid. I mean, that's just
Yeah, well, that was they were at their peak of cheesiness at that
it
point.
was cheesy.
And speaking of the peak of cheesiness, Asylum is my number 2 pick.
There you go.
Yeah, Gene is really dismissive of the '80s non-makeup songs that he did,
Sure.
but Trial by Fire
There's some good stuff in there.
is a fucking
there's some
banger
good
of a
there
song.
there are some good
And I
songs
wish
on
I'd
that.
have thought when we hung out with him before that concert that I had brought that up. Of course, me and Bill were just so fucking starstruck.
Wow.
We were starstruck. He was like,
At least you didn't cry.
Yeah.
I didn't cry.
Now, one thing I will say about this, Bruce's lead in the song "Who Wants to Be Lonely," to me,
Right.
chef's kiss. That is my
Yeah.
favorite Bruce guitar thing ever.
Right.
And now, without further ado, what's your number 1?
I know
Uh,
Bill's.
Mine's going to be the same thing. It's Revenge.
Yeah.
Revenge is number 1. I mean, when you saw, Unholy in '92, you were like, holy shit, this is what we've been waiting for years. It was just like, that's it. That's it. So I have nothing bad to say.
I walked all the way to the other side of the mall in Colorado Springs with my checkbook in hand.
What's that?
What's a checkbook?
Yeah, that's what we had, you youngsters, before we had debit cards.
No
Pesos. I used pesos.
kidding. Pesos.
Gene will take anything.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, we have another match here, buddy.
Yep.
I knew Bill.
Absolutely,
I
without
knew
a
Bill.
question. I remember seeing that video for the very first time and thinking, finally, my boy's got the balls back.
Yeah.
No more of this dancing around bullshit.
He
No more
finally
of this.
gave up on acting.
Ugh. We're finally going to get some actual badass songs. And that record, to
Right.
me, has some badass songs on it.
Right.
And some kind of goofy songs, of course, because that's kind of how it is. But
Sure.
yeah,
Right.
I love the darkness of how that record started.
Yes.
And the unfortunate part about it is they didn't get to tour the next record, which I think those two things together, with the
Would have
songs
been
off those two records together,
Like
would have
amazing.
been amazing. But unfortunately, I don't know. They got very, very selfish.
Greed got him. I mean, but the thing is, you know
no,
what?
yeah, I'm not gonna
Well,
knock them for doing that.
Well, I mean, you could
But-
say this. Okay, you
but-
could say, okay, if somebody came up to you and said, okay, you could tour this new album that you got in the can, or you could just put the makeup on and make a gajillion dollars. What do you want to do?
Oh yeah,
Well,
gives a
yeah.
gajillion dollars.
You got to keep in mind too that at that point in time they were
And
broke.
they were
Yeah.
broke. That's
They
what I'm
were
saying.
broke. They had
Yeah.
made bad investments. The Revenge album didn't do what they thought it was going to do.
Sure.
And in my opinion, the Unplugged thing was just a total, let's see how the fans react when we show all
Right.
this makeup stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
I
And they
knew
got the
going to those
exact reaction they
conventions.
wanted to get.
I went to two of those conventions, and after going to those conventions, I said that I even knew then that album would never be released
Right.
because they're gonna put the band back together. I mean, it was not even a question at that point because they knew that the interest was there. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just would have liked to have heard one of those songs
I would have too. Oh
live.
my God.
I mean,
Me
just
too.
that would have been great. But
All right. So
it
is it my
wasn't
number
meant
one
to
now?
be.
Yes, Dennis.
All right. So we're talking about it. So yeah, Carnival of Souls is my number one album of these 10 albums. I think that
we hate you. No kidding.
I got like everybody, we got a really shitty recording of that, a bootleg that was released at some point. I don't even know how many years it was after the fact, but I mean, it was a really crappy, and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I wish I had a really good
You
recording
got
of
a
this.
copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah, I know. I got a really shitty copy, but it
Did you
was
get it from Alan?
no, actually, I don't. That was back when LimeWire and all that shit was going on, I
Yeah.
think, and everything. But anyway, I got a copy. I was like, oh my God, this is so good.
That's back when
And
Dennis's computer needed penicillin.
yeah, no shit. But I mean, like, and of course, Hate is the best Gene Simmons song ever. I mean, that song is the demon. I mean, that song is so good. But anyway,
I wonder
and
what
actually,
I have that on a CD that I got
I do
at
too.
something.
Right.
It's probably over there. I wonder what it looks like though. I don't know what the cover of it is.
It's called The Last Sessions. It's kind of a where they shows them in the studio, but it's kind of like
Right
squeezed or
here.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It don't look,
I don't think the CD looked like that.
that's what my CD looks like though. It's the same cover as what Craig's is showing up there on his, what's it be, numbers?
That's what the
number
release was. That's what I have on the
7, yeah.
album. The album looks like that.
Right.
But I don't think the CD I got has that on there.
Oh, I don't know. Mine looks just like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, but
I have
no,
to go-
for
I have
me,
to go look.
I absolutely love this album. Maybe for just nothing that it's just different.
It's different.
It's
And
dark.
and the thing is, and it's dark, and it's like I just kind of, I would just love to have seen some of those songs played live. So anyway,
But one thing about Carnival of Souls, I know there was one song that I noticed that they had tempo changes in, or not tempo, time signature changes.
true.
To hear
All right,
Kiss
true.
do a song with a time signature change is really disconcerting.
Right. And I don't think that had anything to do with, like I said, I think this is more of a Bruce album.
Mhm.
Like I said,
Oh, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
and it was, and the thing was, I like it, and maybe that's why Gene and Paul don't, embrace it as much because they didn't have a lot of input. And I think it was kind of like you just come in and sing these parts and you do this, and it's all kind of set up. But no, it's my favorite album of
I'm
these
gonna go
10.
see if I can find that CD real quick. Talk
Yeah,
amongst
Go
yourselves.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Well,
Alan.
it is no surprise that Lick It Up is my number one from this group.
Lick it up.
And this one rates high for me. For one, it's kind of a continuation of Creatures.
True.
'Cause a lot of the same
True.
songwriters are involved, Gene, Paul, and Benny.
True.
But I did kind of get a kick of, Exciter, the lead, the solo part on that is
Right.
Rick Derringer. It's not Vinnie Vincent.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one that he
All right,
was
Bill. What?
on.
Oh, you got the one that's got the kind of the hate
That's
looking
yeah.
or head. Well,
That's
that's
a
not the
bootleg,
head,
isn't
but
it?
that's a
Oh, I'm
bootleg.
sure it is.
Yeah, that's a bootleg.
I mean, it's pretty
Right.
cool though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
that's the
go.
one I got. And then I've got this one, and it's autographed.
See, that's the one I have. I have that one
Yeah.
there. Yeah. All right.
Now that's the one they did that don't know how to crop a picture, so they just shrink it.
Yep. The problem with it is it's signed, but I can't figure out by who.
Better start his camera off again. Anyway, back to my number one, Lick It Up. Rates highest for me, continuation of Creatures of the Night. It has my favorite Paul Stanley ballad on it. And it kind of cracks me up because that song was written about his girlfriend. I think she was some soap opera star or something. And she left him for one of the Blues Brothers.
Dan
Oh,
Aykroyd.
She left him for Dan
yes.
Aykroyd. Yeah. And
What was her name?
it's Donna something, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember that. What was her name?
I don't know. Donna something.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of good songs on this song album, a lot of cheesy songs on that, but it's 80s Kiss, and I'm all about the macaroni and cheese.
Definitely some cheese.
And now Dennis has disappeared on us.
Yep.
Wait, he might
I'm
there
back.
he is. He's back.
And he returned.
So
And
there
these-
you have it, folks. Our top
Wait a minute.
rankings for the Lick It
We're
Up
not-
through
we're not done yet.
Monster.
No, I was going to say.
Our
Calm
top
down.
10 rankings for the bottom 10 albums or the second half of whatever, however you want to say it.
All
Now
right.
we're going to talk about our least favorite and our favorite songs from each album. And we'll just do those in chronological order, starting with Lick It Up. What you got, Craig?
My favorite track on there is Exciter. I think that's a great song. Another great opener.
I agree.
But I mean, I like Look It Up
All right. Let me,
as well.
let me get mine.
The only one I can't really get into is Dance All Over Your Face.
I don't think he means dance, like literally.
I know what he means.
It's a Kiss song, for God's sakes, Craig.
Right.
Right to the thing here.
So, Bill,
What are we doing? Sorry. Got distracted by a shiny
Up.
object.
Look it up.
favorite and
Lick It Up.
least
Favorite song, Young and Wasted. Is my favorite song. And on the eighth day, one of those kind of, it's okay, but whatever.
So let me ask you this. Was Young and Wasted a favorite before you heard Eric Singer or Eric Carr sing it live?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember hearing it for the first time off the record. So
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just giving you shit.
yeah, no, it's good.
What do you got, Dennis?
All right. So as far as Lick It Up, Young and Wasted. And then, of course, the Dance All Over Your Face. I'm with Bill.
Well, my favorite from Lick It Up is Not for the Innocent.
That's a
song.
good song.
Good
That's a
song, yeah.
Have
That's a
you
good song.
guys heard the demo with Paul and Gene swapping vocals?
No,
Nope.
I have not.
Yeah. You can look that one up on YouTube. Once upon a time it was there.
Gotcha.
But I say I like that one with the excuse me, the switching up vocals, but I don't think I think they made the right decision just keeping that a Gene song. Now my least favorite on that album for me personally was Gimme More. And
Mm.
there were some of the Lick It Up era bootlegs, him playing it live probably ruined it for me on the album. It just didn't do it for me. Bill looks confused.
I'm trying to look through trying to read my writing.
Dennis can't read his own writing.
No, I
10 years
can't.
we've been doing this and he's never been able to
Well,
read
it's
it.
like little bitty things, and I'm like going, the fuck?
Yeah,
You
that's
should
what
be
she
used to
said.
that.
I don't know.
All right,
Change
Animalize.
glasses.
Animalize.
Oh, favorite is I've Had Enough. I think that's a great song.
Yeah, I'm
Least
gonna piggyback with you.
least favorite, Murder in High Heels, maybe.
Well, guess what? You don't have to ask me because Craig just told you mine.
Craig's looking at your notes now.
It's exactly what it is. So yeah,
I couldn't read my writing.
I'm piggyback with you.
All right, Bill.
My favorite is Heaven's on Fire. I like the beginning when Paul does his little thing where he can't do. I think that's cool. I don't give a shit. I think it's cool. I like it.
It's a great song.
And it's a good song. It really gets me going. And then Murder in High Heels.
There's a theme for that song.
Wow.
There's a theme.
We got a triple. We got a triple.
4 before.
Come on, Alan. You gonna jump in?
Nope. Sorry, Alan.
Jump in on this. Dogpile.
My favorite song on Animalize is probably Thrills in the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
I would love to see the video that they supposedly shot for it, but then canned it because it was too racy.
Mm.
How can a Kiss video be too racy? You've seen
Yeah,
all
no
night.
shit.
And
shit.
Murder in High Heels is my least favorite on this album.
Woo! We all
got
hate
a
that.
4.
We're a hating.
Well,
bunch.
I didn't say I hated it. I said it was my least favorite on the album. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
something doesn't mean you hate it. It's just you got to rank one of them.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate it. It's terrible.
We know. We're aware.
All right, Asylum.
All right.
Asylum, King of the Mountain.
There we go.
King of the
Man,
Mountain.
Craig and these album openers. Woohoo!
They were really strong.
They were
At
good.
least-
They were good.
Yeah, they were really good. I mean, of course, I think Tears Are Falling is a great song, but I just Love's a Deadly Weapon is a friggin' turd.
I kind
Hey,
of
Bill.
like Love's
shit.
a Deadly Weapon. But
What?
that's okay. That's okay. You're our guest. We'll let you. We'll allow you to be
Sorry.
Right.
politely incorrect. Get the hell off our show. No, as we're thinking about this, I'm going through the list in my head. I've got written down "Love's a Deadly Weapon." I'm like, why the hell did I put that down there? And I thought maybe it's
As your
maybe
favorite?
it's one of the my favorites. I don't know why. I have no idea because
Oh.
the song that I have is I don't know. That's what I put. So I'm gonna stick with it. Damn it.
Okay.
Lisa
There.
hit Bill in the head with a skillet. When
She's
he
not
was
been
Okay,
here.
there you go.
She
Go
wasn't
for
even
it.
here. Been gone.
Come on, I'm trying to give you some grace here.
All
I'm
right.
gonna. Oh,
Did
you
you
know
say
what?
a least favorite?
What's your least favorite?
Some bourbon. Oh, least favorite.
You've had too much bourbon.
Maybe. I'm Alive.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
kind of agree
It's
with
kind
you.
of like
Yeah.
There's a lot of
a lot of filler, no thriller.
All filler,
that
no
one, so.
killer.
All right, so me for Asylum, King of the Mountain. For Asylum, King of the Mountain. I like that. That's my favorite song on there. Another
It's a
opener.
great song.
And of course, All Night. The video just fucking ruined it for me. It's just a fucking stupid song. I'm sorry.
That should have been on Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits.
It
Wasn't
should have
it?
been. It's
Or Killers.
trash. It's
Should have been on
trash.
Killers.
Yeah.
Let's put the X in sex and some other bullshit.
Yeah, no shit.
You just caused Brian
next?
to have a stroke.
All right,
All right.
Alan.
My favorite off of Asylum is Trial by Fire. Like I said, it's
That's
my
not a bad
favorite.
song.
Gene's,
I like
Not a
that
bad
song.
Gene's
Not a bad song.
best non-makeup song by far, in my opinion. And then we're going to stick with Gene for the least favorite because Let Me Be Your King Bee. I want your hornet's nest. Any way you slice it.
Yeah, that's bad too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some of those, I mean, I love Gene for his Geneisms, and I hate Gene for his Geneisms.
Yeah, it gets old after a while.
Yeah.
But it's never a dull moment with him though in a record.
No, it's not.
Never a dull moment.
All
Because
right, go ahead, Dennis.
what's that?
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was scratching my ear.
I heard the marbles rattling around.
Yeah.
Crazy Nights.
Favorite track definitely is Reason to Live.
I'm kidding. I love that song.
Least favorite is No. No.
Must not listen to that album enough because I probably would have put that on mine too. I have another one. I have another one that I hate worse than that.
Yeah,
So
I have
anyway,
one that I
I
hate
bet
worse than that.
Dennis and Alan have the same one that it's going to hit that bottom.
probably going to be the same one.
Bill,
We're doing Crazy Nights, right?
Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
All right, I have
Nice.
Turn on the Night. That's my favorite. I love that song.
That's a good song.
Yeah, and
Oh,
the worst song on that album is Bang Bang You.
Dude, stop looking at my
Yeah.
notes.
God bless America.
Okay.
Can I change my answer?
Ugh.
You forgot about
Okay.
Bang Bang You, didn't you?
I
No,
didn't
no.
listen to the whole fucking thing. I guess is where I got to. Um. Anyway, Crazy Night, Reason to Live, great song, great fucking song, great song. Thief in the Night is another one that's just fucking terrible.
Oh,
It's a shit bag.
really?
I hate that song, but I didn't I
I
must
like
not
that
listen to the whole
song.
thing because no, could have been another, it could have been it's a good contender to be
Yeah.
another shitter. So anyway,
Well, Bill and I
Crazy Nights is
matched.
my number 10. My number 10 album is Crazy Nights, so the whole thing's a shitter basically, except for Reason to Live. So there you go.
Not Sonic Turd, but
No, yeah, it's
got
crazy
that right.
Bill
shit.
and I matched
Yeah,
with Turn On the Night and Bang Bang You. One
all
thing
right,
I will say about Bang Bang You, and I always like when any band does this, I don't care. But he did the callback to I'll shoot you down with my love gun, baby.
right,
I love those callbacks like that, even if it's in a terrible song, just
right.
because they could work it in there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, what I
But do you think
forgot to make, oh, I haven't got there yet.
you
Anyway.
think he was writing that and he went, I could put Love Gun in here.
Well, he's put it
No,
everywhere else.
shit.
That's a fact. I
Oh
think
my
you're right.
gosh. All right, Hot in the Shade.
Donna Dixon was her name.
Donna Dixon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it come to you or did you Google it?
No, it came to me.
Donald
Sweet.
Dixon was the one that he wrote "I Still Love You" about.
That was a million
You know
dollar.
that?
Yes.
No, he wrote "I Still Love You" is about Donna Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
I think a million to one might have also kind of been. I'm still mad about this.
maybe,
I'll have to
maybe
look it up. So
I bet
don't send us any hate mail, fuckers.
I could that's some good shit.
Yeah.
What are we
It's a
doing?
good kitty.
I'm lost.
Well, we're up to Hot in the Shade now, and it's Craig's turn.
Hot in the shade.
Oh,
Hot in the shade.
I think Hide Your Heart's a great song. It's what the first story song they've ever done. I think it's a cool song.
Match.
Yeah, match. Least favorite, Boomerang. If you even got down to 15, it's yeah.
Yeah, we didn't match on that one. I
What's
got
your
Read
worst
My
one?
Body.
That's a bad one too. I
Let
forgot
me-
about that
Lord.
too.
Let me tell
I
you
didn't listen to the
something.
whole thing.
That and Cadillac Dreams. It was a tie for the
Well,
shittiest song on the record.
Guess what? I would match you if you picked that one. That fucking
Gosh.
sucks. All right. Am I next?
You are.
Okay, so
This is
forever.
this second.
So
Dennis.
forever
This-
is a
Hold
great.
on. Hold on, Dennis.
This is where the self-indulgence of Gene and Paul, like
Oh, it's just
being out on
yeah.
their own and not having a producer or somebody
Not
to go,
somebody saying, you know what,
go,
guys, this
is a
song
shitty
sucks.
song.
And
Song sucks.
that's what Sonic Boom and Monster needed, an outside
Yeah.
producer.
Oh, they
You're-
absolutely did, because that shit would have never happened.
Right.
You are completely working on a turd, and you just keep shining it up. You just need to
Right.
stop shining
The
this
only
turd.
thing you're
You
doing
need
is smearing it everywhere.
Sorry to interrupt. I just had to get that in.
Oh, you're good. So, Hot in the Shade, my favorite's Forever. And then I keep picking these. I mean, the thing they did some great ballads in those
Paul
times.
is a great
Forever's
ballad writer.
It's a great
It's a great
ballad.
song.
I would
Forever's
agree.
a great
I would
song.
agree.
And Cadillac Dream is just fucking horrible. I mean, it's just the stupidest. Yeah,
Ugh.
don't even fucking do that because it made me sick. It made me want to. I'll go. "Bleh, bleh." Anyway,
All right.
we
Well,
agree.
for Hot in the Shade for me, Betrayed, I like that one better. And
Yeah.
Let's listen to that again.
I like
for,
that song.
well, that's another one of those albums. Like I said, I like the Gene songs better than the Paul songs.
Right.
Um, for the least favorite, it was really hard to. Is it Read My Body or is it You Love Me to Hate You?
Oh,
There's a
man.
lot of bad ones on
You
there.
Love Me to Hate You
There's a lot of bad
one
ones,
just
right.
because, he hit way too many falsetto notes in that song.
Yeah, it
There's
was
a-
kind of weird.
There's a lot to hate on Hot in the Shade. And to be
There
honest,
really is. There really
I mean,
is.
you can pick your favorite real quick, but your worst one, god damn, there's all kinds of you can throw a dart, whatever
Right.
hits. You're there. It's pretty bad.
That's why, I'd have to look, but I think on the tour, I think that the only thing they did was Hide Your Heart. I think everything
Correct.
else.
that was it.
I think
you
that
are
was
correct.
it. I think
You're
everything else
right.
was hits. I could be wrong, but I think that's
All
close.
right. Where are we going to?
Revenge.
Revenge.
Oh, easy. My favorite track is Unholy. That's simple.
No.
Yep.
Least favorite, Every Time I Look at You.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a match. Tell him what he's won.
Wow.
Bill.
Bill.
Frickin' know that. Where's what happened to my note? Unholy.
We left Bill speechless.
We did. Yeah. Unholy for sure is number one. Spit is a song I'm like, I don't get that. Come on, Gene.
See, I actually kind of enjoy that.
See, now that one is 100% tongue-in-cheek Geneism.
I know.
Right.
I was just like
and through.
tired of it.
All right. So mine was, of course, Unholy. And then the Car Jam. I
like the Car Jam.
That's a skipper. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I matched with Craig on that one. And I already said my piece on Car Jam. So let's move on to Carnival of Souls.
Oh, Carnival of Souls.
Favorite track is Master and Slave.
Yes.
Least favorite is I Walk Alone.
Match.
I thought we were going to match again.
Yeah. We have a match.
For both?
Wow.
I like Craig. He's a good guy. Glad you brought him on.
So you're not kicked off the show now.
Yeah, well, good, because I have another idea.
All right.
This podcast just got a lot better.
Did you match? Did you match Craig on both?
Yeah, matched on both. Like,
right on.
100.
Okay. So, of course, for me, Carnival of Souls, Hate is my favorite one.
It's a good song.
I just can't. I mean, that's probably my. But being, I think that's the best demon song for Gene. I think too, it like coincides with it. I think the Childhood's End. I love that song. I mean, well, go ahead, Bill.
Nope, I had that written down and I crossed it out.
Childhood's End is I mean it's the opposite of the demon. That's that more that Beatlesque kind of thing, and I love that. I love that thing. That part of it. My least favorite on Carnival is "The Seduction of the Innocent." I think that song's just kind of I don't get it. But everything else pretty well on this album, I love. In My Head, I love that song. Jungle, I Will Be There. That's a great Paul. That's a great Paul. And Paul wrote that, I guess, for his son, I believe. Master and Slave, Rain. This album is just, that's why it's my number one. It is, I will listen to this album, more than I'll listen to any of the other ones in this list. So
that's why it's number 3. Pretty close.
Fair enough.
Yep. Anyway.
All right. Well, my number one also was Master and Slave, and my least favorite on this album was In the Mirror. I just couldn't really get into that one. Now we're up to Psycho Circus, or as my friend Lee calls it, Psycho Suck Ass.
Favorite track, Psycho Circus. Least favorite, I Finally Found My Way. That is just awful.
Hey, Craig, we have a match.
We have a match. We have 2 matches. We have a 3 match.
Okay,
3.
well, mine's not going to be the same.
Damn it, man! Come on.
My favorite song on this album is "We Are One."
I like that song.
That's a good song.
And here is the reason that So when I was taking Max to daycare at Deaconess Hospital when I was working for Burker Walton, when I would pick him up in the car every day, I had just bought that CD, and every day we would get in the car, Max loved that song. And he was like he was still in a child caring thing. He was like going, "But on We Are One," and I would play that song every day coming home. It is a great song. As far as the journey of a 1,000 years or whatever it was, that song's a piece of shit. But no, We Are One, and and the only reason I love that as much, like I said, Psycho Circus is a great one. I do like Within.
That's a great track.
Within is a great song, not live. It's great on the album, but it's not live.
Did we hear that earlier?
What's
Yeah, we
that?
talked about that earlier. Yeah.
No,
That's what I
I'm
said
saying no.
earlier.
No, I'm
I'm just
saying
being
we
an
talked
ass.
about it. We talked about it. Raise Your Glasses is a good song. I mean, there's some actual good songs on this album. But We Are One just has a personal meaning to me because Max, I remember
What
as a
song-
like
kid
that
going, let's listen to the song again. You know, it's a good song. So
What song on that album did Alice Cooper sue them over?
Dreaming.
Dreaming. That's
Dreaming.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the same chord progression.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's a funny thing about Psycho Circus. You know, they came out with the bonus CD that had In Your Face on it. I burned
I
my
don't
own
remember that.
CD and replaced In Your Face. I replaced I Finally Found My Way with In Your Space. So that was a whole good record for me after that.
Oh,
Mm.
Not that I'm
Cheater.
being petty or anything,
Cheater.
but
Right.
actually, I can't really slag on Peter for that song because Paul wrote it. You
Right.
know, as
it'd
I
be a
think-
stinker if Paul sang it. And I don't know. It's a bad song.
that there's a song that's very similar to that, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it was on the Detroit Rock City album that is just as bad as that, and Paul did sing that one.
Right.
I just think Peter's voice just, I mean, when I heard that the first time, I remember it's like, this just sounds bad. He should not be singing. But I understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
Right. They were giving everybody a bone. So
Yeah. They gave him a rotten bone.
yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, my top picks: Psycho Circus, and I Finally Found My Way, but we already knew that.
Right.
Sonic Boom.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm afraid to tell you my favorite track because I think you guys are going to hate me.
Do not be afraid.
No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
really like.
Don't be
I
afraid.
really like Say Yeah.
God damn it. Are you kidding me? That's the worst song ever in the history of the world.
I like that track.
Actually, Craig, I like that song a lot. I didn't pick that as my best one, but that's a good song.
That is not
It's a
true.
good
I
song.
have sat next to you at a show and you've been bitching about them playing that song.
That was not me.
Well, I'm bitching
No,
because
he's talking
no, I'm
about
bitching
Dennis
because no, I bitch because the whole point is there's a 15,000 fucking songs they could put in that spot except for that one.
Yeah.
I don't care. Play Modern Day Delilah.
I
play
really wish
that
they
one.
would.
I would.
I
I wish they
know.
would too.
Yeah.
So that's
Come
what
on.
I'm saying. But is it a bad song they played? No. But I
No.
bitched because I didn't like that song that they picked. Anyway.
And then my least favorite is All for the Glory. That's just a tanker. Yeah.
Where am I at?
Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, sorry, Eric, you're
Something
great,
Yeah.
but not that song.
Yeah. So
We
I got modern
we
day.
matched half of it.
I got modern day Delilah for modern day Delilah for for the favorite song on that record, and Say Yeah is the turd.
Really? I like that song. I mean, it's not that bad. It's
Just-
better than fucking All for the Glory. Trust
And
me,
you know what?
that
I
song.
think I don't like it.
Craig, back me up.
You know why I
Yeah,
think
it's
I.
true.
Here, I'll tell you
Sure.
why I don't like
What?
it. I don't like it because
Why?
it was because of when they did it live, and I just can't get past it. I'm like, there are so,
Right.
to your point,
Well, okay.
there's so many other things they could have done, and it was a filler, and it just
Yeah.
I-
It was.
And
That-
to be
that was
honest, I
Paul
think that
stroking his own ego is what that was.
and it just
That's exactly,
that just,
yeah.
it just carries over to where I
Yeah.
can't stand
Sorry,
it.
Paul.
I'll give you that one. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
That's all right.
Okay. So Sonic Boom for me was of course, where am I at?
You said Say Yeah for your-
No, Modern Day Delilah is actually my favorite.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go with the other one that's shitty. The where am the hell am I at? Say or not Say Yeah. God damn it. All for the Glory. All for the Glory is horrible. That
It's
song is
bad.
just I was trying to listen to it today and I was like going, God damn, that song is terrible. And I was like, it's like, who wrote this shit? Who's
Oh, my
proud of
goodness.
this? It's terrible.
You know, the modern day Delilah issue there is they couldn't play it anymore because Paul couldn't hit it, even come
Sure.
close.
Well, and they didn't have a good recording of him doing it. except for probably the album. So they couldn't
Yeah,
fake
it's not good.
It's bullshit.
Well, we have another modern day Delilah match for a favorite, but I picked When Lightning Strikes for my least favorite on that album
Huh.
Yeah, it's
because,
bad too.
you know, between When Lightning Strikes and the other Tommy song on Monster, this
Right,
one was too ace-like.
right.
Yeah. So that's why I picked that one. But
Gotcha,
All for the Glory was pretty close.
gotcha.
And now we are up to Monster.
Favorite
Monster.
track, Hell or Hallelujah.
Woohoo!
Least favorite, Out of This World. It's just okay.
Okay, I had Out of This World as my favorite song.
Oh,
Are you
Opposite
serious?
opposite day.
Wow.
And Back to the Stone Age is just
That's a bad song. That is a
yeah.
bad song.
Can I change my answer?
I mean, and trust me, I had to
But I'm not going
I
to
had
agree
to
with you,
listen to
Bill.
that
But it is a bad
whole
song.
I had to listen to that whole shitty record to figure out which song
Right.
I wanted to act like I liked, and the one that I determined that I hated the worst.
What's the most shittiest?
Which the shittiest. So yeah. And oh, by the way, it was only one listen. And it wasn't I didn't make it
Right.
through all of it. I just like skipped and
What
listened.
did you say your least favorite was?
Oh, Back to the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. If you don't remember it, it's
pretty
because
bad.
it's non-memorable.
It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. I agree with you. All right, so my favorite on Monster, of course, is "Shout Mercy." I
That's a
like
good
that
song.
song.
That's not a
That's
bad
a
song.
good. That's a fucking catchy song, and it should have
good song.
been
That's
probably
okay.
a radio hit because that's actually a radio hit. Um, there's some other, like I said, we talked about this earlier. There's some other great songs on this album, but "Out of This World" is fucking terrible, and it's my worst song on here. It's bad. Sorry, you're not an ace. Stop the space shit.
I
All
find
right,
that
well,
I find that offensive, but it's okay.
No,
well, look it up,
I don't give
right?
a
No, I'm
fuck.
kidding.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
So my favorite song on Monster is the album opener, Hell or Hallelujah. I
It's not bad.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a bad
song.
song.
It's not a bad song.
Not a bad
Eat
song.
Your Heart Out, however, I had to pick that one as my least favorite.
Poor
There
Eric.
were a couple on there that I didn't care for, you know. I think
Right.
we know what the other two are, and I won't say them out loud because
I think Wallace
I
Sound
have a
and
lot
Freak
of
are a pretty
respect for
good song
Tommy and
too.
Eric both because they put up with a lot of shithead Kiss fans.
They do, yeah.
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 Oh, it
And
isn't. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they just got handed turds for songs. I mean,
well,
They're not
that's
going to
the
be able to.
problem.
No, but I'm telling you, you think though Eric's sitting here going, you know what? This is a fucking. He's played with. He is Kiss's drummer.
Hey,
He's also
Eric is making whatever money they paying
what I'm
him, and he
saying
is
though.
happy
He's
to have
played
it.
with Alice Cooper. He's played with all these other bands. He's played with a million bands, and they're recording their record, and they come up with some of this turds, and he's playing these fucking drum beats on it. You know, in his brain, he knows that it's a turd, but will he say that it's a turd
Yeah, why
No.
would you say it's
when
a
they're
turd?
self producing? No, he's just gonna play and get his money, get his paycheck, and he's gonna walk out the fucking
shit,
door and be
yeah,
done
I
with it.
do the same thing.
But the thing is,
I'm waiting
I
for
can't
his
wait
book.
for his book.
That's exactly what I just said.
oh my god,
That's the book I want to read. I don't give a
Right.
shit
But it
about
will be
anybody
after,
else's.
it'll be after Gene and Paul die.
That's
And I was
exactly
gonna
right.
say, yeah. All right, folks, there you have it. Our
a little long
10
one.
albums ranked and our least and most favorite songs from those 10 albums. Leave a comment on the Facebook post here. Let us know your thoughts. Tell us go to hell if you want. We don't care.
Or
Tell us to go
Hallelujah.
to hell or high water
Tell us go to hell or high water or hell or hallelujah.
or
'Cause
whatever.
every time I look at you, I want to.
And
Oh
give
my
us a
God.
reason. Give us a reason to live. That's what we need.
All right, people, y'all know what to do. Visit agesofrock.com. Check out past episodes and social media links. And until next time, Peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.